Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining in today for our eighth episode of Psychology Talks. And today I'm going to talk about LinkedIn, and we discuss and talk about how to use LinkedIn to drive your business successfully. And I started LinkedIn last year, like 1 year ago, and it has become like my favorite platform because of several reasons. Because it's like a lot of professionals here, and uh, it LinkedIn actually provides limitless opportunities, but it is up to us how to grab them. So today I'm going to talk about this particular topic, and we'll talk that how to make this platform make you effective use of this platform. So that's why I actually invited our guest, who is an expert on this topic, and she's a business coach, and she has helped several people to scale up their business, and she tells people how to use LinkedIn and other social media effectively. Our today's guest is Kirsta. She's a seasoned Silicon Valley tech entrepreneur, a business coach, a content creator, a LinkedIn micro influencer, and the founder from Followers to Leader, a blueprint program to teach students how to gain influence using her methods to grow over 60K followers and made over six or seven figure in sales on LinkedIn. She built one of the leading experiential marketing agencies in San Francisco, specializing in 3D and virtual reality, and worked with leading brands like Apple, HR, Samsung, Google, and Lena Urban to launch new cutting edge product before selling her shares to begin consulting business in content marketing strategy. So let's welcome our today's guest, Kirsta. Hello, Kirsta. Welcome to our show. Thank you for joining in today.
Thank you
So,
for having me. I'm so excited to be here and I love your content as well. So thank you.
thank you. I'm so glad to have you here. It's definitely a pleasure, and I've been following you since like last year or so. But I found your content so rich, and the one thing that I like the most about you is like you are not afraid to tell the truth, and that's like very few people have the courage. I mean, to tell what's going on, and it's not only like it's not all about the like cheesy or the sweet things that going on, but sometimes you need to tell the hard fact. So that's what really inspired me about
Uh,
you. So thank you so much, and welcome to our show. So how was your day today? You told me that like there was a storm going on, and like I think it's a very bad weather.
I mean, it's we live in a virtual world now, so there's always some technical benefits, but maybe also some difficulties once in a while, and we just make do. So I'm happy that it worked out that I'm here. And if you can't hear me for a minute, it may be my internet, which is there. There's been a storm today, so it's a little in and out in the mountains.
I hope that there wouldn't be any disconnections or something. So, so tell us about yourself before we start the like show and we start like to discuss on our topic. But tell us a little bit about yourself. That
Well,
why you're like how was your journey and why you actually chose this particular field.
okay, so I started my career in SaaS, software as a service marketing, as a product marketer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dealing with international product marketing, international business, and I had very high ambitions to climb the career ladder. So
Mm-hmm.
my goal was to become, a female CEO.
Oh,
So
okay.
I always thought, I'm very ambitious and I wanted to have it all. So I wanted to have family and career. And I
Mm-hmm.
was determined, I'm very stubborn. So I was determined to show everyone, that
Yeah.
women can succeed,
Yeah.
but you don't have to choose. You can be a mother, you can be a wife, but you can also be whatever you want to be. And I felt
Mm-hmm.
like this was my duty to my sons and my daughters because I think of them as the future generation. So I said, it's not enough to talk and tell them go to college,
Yeah.
be what you want to be if I'm not doing it. And so my goal was to show them like, okay, I will do it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but early on I realized that the corporate life is very limited, and I faced a lot of problems right from the get-go. Lack of flexibility, lack of understanding for women, uh,
Yeah.
long commuting time, long work hours, a corporate culture that was very anti-female,
Yeah.
um, where the people who are getting promoted are sleeping in the office, spending like 12 hours, like CEO is sleeping under the desk kind of thing, managers sleeping under the desk, coming in on weekends, doing things that as a mother, as a wife, I can't do. And I
Yeah.
don't want to change that. So what I realized is that um, I started looking for role models, and there were a few, but women were kind of protective about their careers. So if I found a woman who was succeeding, she was never open to mentoring me.
Mm.
So there were men who were open to mentoring me, but men don't understand the same problems as women.
Yeah.
So I had men who were mentoring me, but that wasn't what I needed. I needed to find a female. So
Yeah.
in the end, I started trying to become my own mentor, and I
Mm.
started later on mentoring other women,
Yeah.
which eventually led me to coaching, which means that I became a coach because I wanted to become the mentor that I never had, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
um, where so, but that also led me to understand that due to the lack of flexibility and all other reasons, um, that probably entrepreneurship would be a better path for me.
Yeah.
And that was very hard for me because I had really, spent my whole high school, my whole college fixated on becoming the next corporate CEO, and but I realized that entrepreneurship is amazing, um, and so I also realized that I could succeed that way. So I
Yeah.
became an entrepreneur, did that for 20 years.
Mm.
So I've gone through everything you could possibly imagine, right? I've gone through two recessions.
Wow.
I've gone through having really bad clients, really amazing clients, um, having growing like crazy, hiring people, managing people,
Mm.
um, pitching, a lot of sales pitches.
Yeah.
Um, and now what I do, since 2017, I sold my agency shares. And
Mm.
for about a year, I didn't know what I was going to do next. I just wanted some time off because I haven't really taken any time off for a long, long time, right?
Yeah.
And then I came to LinkedIn. So it was about this time, like 2018, where everyone's like, well, if you want to find out what you're going to do next in your career, you should be on LinkedIn because there's a lot of business networking.
True.
Um, and I'll admit that up until then, I thought LinkedIn was just a job board. Um, all
Yeah.
my business networking was done via email and in-person connections and referrals and networking events. And so, I had a LinkedIn profile, but it was not. I did not post any content, and I had no
Yeah.
idea what to post.
Yeah.
And that's funny because I'm a marketer, so you would think I would know. But
Mhm.
remember, we as marketers, we were always focused on other platforms.
Yeah.
So for us, it wasn't at all. LinkedIn was not a platform that any of us were using from a marketing world, you know. Um, and what I discovered was, to my great surprise, in 2018, there was all this content happening.
Yeah.
Uh, so very quickly, I started following people whose content really stood out to me. But
Mm.
I want to tell you, Ambreen, that the first few years, well, no, the first year I made a lot of mistakes on LinkedIn. So I kept my profile very too much professional. So I had my professional headshot, in my suit, a very businesswoman. My title was actually my job title, right? So nothing else. And
Mhm.
my content, all I did was uh, share posts from very reputable business news.
Yeah.
So I was scared to produce my own content. I thought, well, who am I? You know, like I shouldn't be pretending to be a thought leader.
Yeah.
So and over the course
Yeah.
of a couple of months, I realized I was making all these mistakes. So I started experimenting with LinkedIn,
Yeah.
and it took me about 9 months, but I really kind of got that perfect flow. And as soon as I did, then I started growing,
Yeah.
and I started getting a lot of business inquiries.
Yeah.
And so that's what I help people with that now, because now I work as a business and marketing strategist.
Yeah.
Um, and
That.
so people can go to KristaMillon.com and they can find out all about services. I do VIP coaching. I do one-on-one group coaching. Um, I have
Yeah.
courses. I do consults to help people. I'll do a LinkedIn makeover for you. You know, but my
Amazing.
main specialty is helping people who want to start and grow a business. So it's really about, and what I focus on is really the money part. So what I promise, my brand promise, is double your income in 12 months,
Mhm.
because all the big all the there's a lot of business coaches, a lot of coaches in general, and they're all talking about things like, oh, I can get you more followers,
Yeah.
I can build you as a thought leader, I can do this and that. But for me, the only measurement I'm looking at as a success is, did you make money?
Yeah.
So if you don't want to make money, don't hire me,
Yeah.
go to somebody else. But if you're interested in actually making money, then that's
Yeah.
I'm the person you should be working with.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing. Actually, yeah, your journey is actually amazing. Like the way you started, and actually, I can so much relate to you because when I joined this professional life, the corporate life, I was so career oriented myself, and I was looking up to all those high like females. Like even when I joined my company, it was like a renowned multinational company, and at that time the CEO was a chairperson like the woman. So I used to look up to her and I wanted to be like that. And but the thing is, like once you actually, as a female, when you start your family, then your priorities change completely. Like I was so much career oriented that I could never thought that I could actually would resign from my job. Like that was
mhm.
my personal decision. And but like and the entire priorities, like the life changes completely. So but that is how then even I realized that yes, like entrepreneurship is much better choice for female because they can actually work around it. I mean, it's up to them how much workload they want, how much they want to actually juggle their responsibilities, like career, your personal, family, like your kids, how much time you want to give. So this is amazing. I mean, and that's what I've been also like doing on and off, like not as a professionally, like I'm a career coach or something, but I do provide counseling to a lot of women here, and that's also my goal about especially the women empowerment part. Like as I also do it in Saudi, and I have like a bunch of females with me, and we are also working around that. So it's all about just guiding people, to realize that it's not we may have a career, but we don't need to be a CEO. We can live our life according to our desires, what we want. We can realize our potentials in a very different way. So yeah, that's amazing. Let's see that like we a lot of people have joined from across the globe and they're saying hi. So let's just have a look. Vipin is there. Hello, hi Vipin. Dejan Gabrish is also there. Dr. Arun is here. Mr. Munawar has sent a very big message about his own, I think, business. Dipyan is there. Hello, Dipyan. Thank you for joining. Dupontot is here. Rene, Sanit, thank you so much. Maria Santos is saying hi. And Matthew Willer is here. So Amjad Faye is here. Philip, thank you so much for joining and saying hi. I mean, it's good to have you here. And thank you for, again, listening to us. Fazila Patel is here. So you guys, like, since we are having a discussion, please put your question if you have any. So like we will continue our discussion, but when we'll see your question coming pop up, so we'll definitely gonna answer you. So let's move on to our the topic. Also, although you have already just you have already told us, like how you started making use of LinkedIn, but basically, what do you think? I mean, what are the best ways? I know that you said that if the one measure you would say the success is if you translate your content into leads. If it's not happening, if you're not making money out of it, so this is no use. So what do you think, what is the best effective way of generating leads through LinkedIn?
Okay, so it starts with your brand. So you can drum up as much interest and attract a lot of followers and send a post. But if I don't understand what you actually do, uh, nothing will happen. So
Yeah.
it's like you put some honey and bees, they come, right? They take the honey and then they just leave.
Yeah.
So then you
Yeah.
lose. So I have
Yeah.
clients who say, "Oh, I'm so proud. I got a lot of views on my post." But I don't care about your views. What I care about is how many calls did you get? How many people set up
Yeah.
appointments with you? How many people booked you? How many people bought your course or your book or hired you for
Yeah.
speaking? Okay, so if that's not happening, the conversion, then it's like the bees. They just take the honey and they leave. So when
Yeah.
people say, I can get you more views, no, I don't care about those views. I don't want your views. I want sales. So
Yes.
no one is going to come and just look at your post and be like, oh, wow, okay, and hire you. You have to have a strategy. Um,
True.
so what's the first base of this? The first base is to actually say what you do, understand.
Yeah.
Ava, be careful with the internet. Because if they don't understand what you do, then they can't hire you. I can't hire you if it says something very strange. And it's funny,
Yeah.
I'm because most of the time I have to redo people's profiles. And I don't want to redo their profiles, but their profiles aren't clear enough what they actually do. It's not providing the right value. So it's either too vague, like I help people grow their brands. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means. Or it says something too confusing, like, right now in LinkedIn, you can put very long titles, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Wait.
and sometimes there's a lot of information that's very confusing to me. So make sure that you want to be known for one thing.
Oh,
So you can
yeah.
add on some other things, but if I don't understand the one thing you do, I'll
Yeah.
give you a good example. Some people, they put in their title, web developer, digital marketer, sales expert, coach. That's
Yeah.
way too much. That
Yeah.
basically, the more, the less professional you look, and the
Hmm.
more you diminish your brand.
Yeah.
Less is more. So, guys, please pick one thing that you want to be known for, because my attention span is very short. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to read your profile. I'm not going to read your about section ever. I'm going to only
Yeah.
look at your title. And if
Yeah.
it tells me, okay, he is for you, if you're a clinical psychologist
Hmm.
or you are a copywriter,
Hmm.
that's all I want to know is I want to know one thing that you do,
Oh,
the
okay.
main thing.
Yeah. Great advice. Yeah, that's. I mean,
Super
that
important.
because the focus is very important. That what brand you want to sell, or what do you want people to know about. So that's amazing, actually.
Right. And
Yeah.
you might be doing multiple jobs. So if
Yeah.
you tell me, well, currently I'm working for somebody and I'm doing, virtual assistant, right? So
Yeah.
my question to you is this what you want new clients for? Then put it as your main thing. But if
Yeah.
that's something you're doing to make money or you have a job, but you actually are trying to become a coach. Put
Yeah.
coach. Put whatever
Yeah.
you want to be known for,
Yeah.
because that's what I want to find you for, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm too confused. I'll never hire you because it looks
Yeah.
like you're a jack of all trades. And
Yeah.
that's a very bad thing. We don't want that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because they may be doing like lots of things, but they need to find out what exactly is their specialty or expertise in that, and that is the. I think that will build a credibility about that. So that's fantastic. Okay, so my excuse me. Next question would be like, like, of course they could be coaches, they could be other content writer, but how to actually they make the niche, their niche that they want to make, their like stand out from the rest, from the title. For how would that be? Like for example, if the other person is just a coach, or maybe like the other person is a salesperson. So what exactly they would do something, or they would put in the title, so which makes them stand out from the rest of the crowd.
Great question. You
Yeah.
need to find your brand promise. In marketing, we call that your unique value proposition. What
Yes,
that
USP.
means is I will keep asking you, so what? So you tell
Yeah,
me, why should I hire you, Ambreen? So
yeah,
let's say you tell me I'm a coach, right?
yeah,
So let me use myself as an example because I don't want to be mean to you. I don't want to put you on the spot. So if you
yeah,
say, why should I hire you, Krista? There's a
yeah,
million business coaches. What makes you different?
yeah,
So
yeah,
the the two things that really make me different so that you can evaluate me. It doesn't make me better. It makes me different. So you know, is this something you need? The
yeah,
two things is number one, that I have 20 years of experience as an entrepreneur. A lot of coaches have never had a career in as a business owner. Before they became coaches, they were employees. And so
yeah,
they don't know how to build a business. They don't know how to find clients. They're actually learning just like their clients. So
yeah,
they're not very equipped to teach you how to make money because I I'm a business coach for coaches and they don't know how to make money because in their past up until now they've been working as employees whereas my entire career has been as an entrepreneur.
yeah,
So pretty much. So so that 20 years of entrepreneur experience, not coaching experience,
yeah,
makes me different. And the second thing is my brand promise, which is double your income in 12 months.
yeah,
Because then you know that if you hire me, I'm going to use a framework that I've developed, which is a 4-pillar business success framework to help you. We're going to go through a very specific methodology that I've developed
yeah,
using all of my years of experience as an entrepreneur, not a coach, to show
yeah,
you how to build a business. And this is the methodology I use to build an 8-figure digital agency in San Francisco. So if you can compare me to another coach and tell me if
yeah,
they've done that or if they were just an employee somewhere and now they say they're going to coach you for your success.
yeah,
What was
yeah,
their success up until now? Compare
yeah.
me. See, that's my unique brand proposition for you.
Yeah, yeah. I think yes, it's very clear because I hope that our audience also get to know that exactly, because most of the time when I even see a lot of titles over there, it's even confusing, and
Mhm.
sometimes they don't know what exactly doing. So that's definitely amazing, that how to actually make use of the title in a right way to attract the right audience, because that is the first thing, that is the first impression one gets when they actually click on your profile, or even if they don't even click on your profile, they even see your comment somewhere. This is the first thing that goes with our name, so we have to be very clear that what our title says. So yeah. Okay, so
Absolutely.
yeah, if moving on to like the next question, I would say that there are like there's so much like a lot of people involved in like DMs and inbox, and the cold calling method, is you can say that people can contact. So what are your views on that? I mean, is it effective, or is it like we should not do it at all, or what are your views on that?
Okay, so I have very strong opinion about this. What I teach all my clients
Yeah,
is to really spend time learning two things. Number
yeah,
one, your unique value proposition. So we build your brand. And
yeah,
number two, we work really hard to identify your ideal customer.
yeah,
So in marketing, we call this the customer avatar or the client profile. And there is one person who is your perfect customer. And then there's a bunch of people who are so, like some of them are like, you know, here a little bit out there. And then there's people who you really can't help. So
yeah,
when I see people tell me I want to connect with everyone on LinkedIn, I'm just gonna like let's take an example, digital marketing, right? So let's
yeah,
say that I've identified that I am a digital marketer and I want to provide that to people. But what they do, the mistake is to say I can help anyone with digital marketing.
oh, yeah,
Big mistake.
yeah,
So we want you to figure out your niche. And if you guys follow me at LinkedIn, Krista Molion, you'll see I did a live called The Niche of the Niche, where I say that within a niche, you even have to go further and figure out like the real percentage of a group of people, because after working with so many clients for many years, less is more. So I'd rather have 10 clients who pay me $10 million each than have
yeah,
1,000 clients who pay me, $1,000. Because every time you deal with a new client, there's this thing, there's a long lead time of nurturing a person until they become a client. In marketing, we say they have to hear about you 7 different times before they remember who you are.
oh,
So it's a
interesting.
long time, right? It's a long time. And
Yeah,
building trust takes time. So if you just DM me and I don't know who you are, what you do, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at your title. And if it's confusing, I'm not even going to talk to you. I'm going to be like, looks really suspicious. The
yeah,
second thing I'm going to do is look at your content, because you can learn a lot about people through their content, right? So, guys, you should be using your featured content, which means at the top of your LinkedIn profile, there's a section that LinkedIn has had there for this past year where you can
yeah,
actually highlight your content.
yeah,
And, if I'm lazy, I'm not going to like read all of your content, but I would rather look at your featured content even before I look at your about profile. And if
yeah,
I see that you haven't ever posted an article, you've never posted anything, you just resharing stuff, or I see that the stuff you post is all, very strange TikToks or viral videos, my deduction is you don't have anything important to say on your own.
yeah,
And I made this mistake in the beginning. I didn't post viral stuff, but I shared a lot of business content, and I thought this was a good way of doing it. But now I realize you have to develop a content strategy around your niche. So think about if you know your audience, you can figure out what do they want to hear? What are the
yeah,
things that they care about? Like I'm a business coach, so I know that people care about how to find clients, how to attract more interest to their profile, right? How to improve their brand. So those are the topics that I post content on. So if someone gets a DM from me and they go to my profile, they will find things that should interest them if I'm
true.
contacting the right type of person, right?
Yeah,
So definitely before you reach out to anybody, make sure your profile is really good. Make sure you have an excellent content strategy. Um, and then when you do reach out to people, never pitch. Do not reach out to someone who's a stranger and say, hey, I can do digital marketing. I can do logos for you, because that's a lazy way of doing it. Instead, make sure that on your profile you have your portfolio. So if you're a digital marketer, a web developer, someone who does graphic design, those are examples where you should have on your LinkedIn profile under the featured section a PDF slideshow of all the work that you want to highlight.
Yeah.
Okay, I should be able to very easily see your work.
Mm.
And if I can't find your work, or if you DM me with like a very long DM with all these links to different
Yeah.
websites, no way, no way. That's just not professional.
Yeah, very true. And even like, a lot of people get annoyed by all these DMs and inbox, and they end up actually getting either blocked, or their DMs usually go to the trash bin. So I think this is definitely not the right strategy to just randomly DM or inboxing other people
No.
without knowing that what's going on. So I think that you're it's a very valid like advice from you that we should have proper profile backed up when we actually DM someone, rather than just like
But
shooting at
I
random.
would
Yeah.
actually prefer, I want to just mention two more things that are very big mistakes is don't
Mhm.
ever DM someone hi or how are you?
Yes.
Ever, ever.
Yeah.
Just never, ever, ever, ever do that ever again.
Yeah.
And I'm saying
Yeah.
this so much because that is just like the biggest waste of time that you could potentially do. But I would actually tell you a better way to get people interested in you. The way to get them interested in you is to follow them and leave a really good comment on their profile. Find a piece of content that resonates with you, and then leave a really good piece of content comment. Okay,
Yeah.
and then once you've posted that comment, you can send them a personalized invitation request and say, I really loved your post. I watched your live and I really loved what you were talking about. So I checked out your profile. I think that there's so much synergy that I'd really like to be in your network. Um,
Yeah.
and then people are much more likely to want to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant advice, I guess. Yeah. So I think like it's a wonderful discussion with you, and we're actually reaching to the end of our show. We are running out of time. So, if I would just ask from the audience that if they have any questions, please ask. And meanwhile, I'll just ask you to just maybe give one advice. What one advice would you give to our audience today that, uh, to optimize their profile, or one advice for effective use of LinkedIn?
Okay, so my one piece of advice is to take my free 5-day LinkedIn challenge because
Okay.
I'm still kind of crazy enough to give you guys amazing amount of content for free. So the 5-day LinkedIn challenge gives you 5 tips over 5 days, and
Okay.
it includes downloadable materials and live video and even bonus material where I do LinkedIn teardowns of real people who agreed to be on my show, and I tear down their profile piece by piece. And
Oh.
this, I can tell you that in the free challenge, you're going to get value that other people are charging a
Mhm.
lot of money for in a form of a course.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
giving
that's
it completely for free. So take advantage of this. This is my gift to your audience because I just really want people to succeed on LinkedIn. Just
yeah. Thank you so much. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's wonderful. And it's a great gift. Thank you so much. I'm so honored actually that you gave such a great gift to my audience. Thank you so much. So
absolutely.
yeah. So I think yeah, that's an amazing suggestion that Fazila is saying, and I think there's no question so far. So I think that's thank you so much for sharing such wonderful advice, your experience. It's even I learned a lot, to be honest, because no matter what, I started my LinkedIn journey, just started posting, and my actually focus was never to generate lead from the LinkedIn. I'm using this to actually write my own book, which I'm working on. So
Oh, I
that's
love it.
Yeah, so basically that's my focus on, and I actually never used it to generate leads. I have my own clients, and and I'm happy with them. So that's, as you said, that, like, focus less, less is more. So it's, I yeah, so I will definitely try to explore this to generate more leads once I finish working on my book.
Oh, let me
So
just say though, I don't want you to think that it's all about lead gen.
uh,
LinkedIn is not just about lead gen. LinkedIn
yeah,
is about building relationships. So
yeah,
I will DM you some suggestions about how to promote your book
um,
using LinkedIn,
oh,
specifically for books for authors,
oh, that's
because honestly, I came to LinkedIn not for business, but because I was looking for my next opportunity. I was even thinking maybe I will try to apply to CMO jobs. I was looking at different opportunity. I just wanted to network. So
yeah.
please don't ever think that one big mistake people make is come to LinkedIn only when they're looking for a job or for
Absolutely, yeah.
you
Yeah.
you need to be doing this all the time, long
Yeah.
before you have a book, long before
Absolutely.
you have a job need. Just be,
Exactly.
build a strategy, and you don't have to be on LinkedIn every day. So I don't advise people to be crazy
Yeah.
about LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Just come 3 times a week,
Yeah.
interact with people, do some DMs, uh, get inspired by following people like you, and then
Yeah.
think, what do I have to say? I have something special to offer. Everyone on this live listening has something unique and special that I want
Yeah.
to hear about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Please share with the world who you are, because somebody else needs your message.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, that's a brilliant piece of advice, and that is the reason I actually started posting content, because what knowledge I have gathered all over the years, I think a little piece of advice, a little piece of encouragement may change someone's life. So this is very important. Actually, everyone has something to say which can help someone. So it is important to share what, rather than posting something else, or the viral content. One should actually speak out their own voice. They should let others know that what is their thinking, and it is more impactful than having, like, maybe a viral post which doesn't add any value. So
And in the 5-day LinkedIn, the very first day I help you with this, I will help
uh,
you identify what content you should be posting. Very right in the very first day. So
oh, that's great. Yeah. That's wonderful. So, anyone who wants to double their income, so please contact Krista, and she's an amazing coach. And I'm sure that if you have been with us from the beginning of the show, that you must have idea that how much information, how much knowledge, how much experience she has, and she is giving the authentic knowledge. It's not something that just the self-claimed or the fake services. So yes,
can I
please
can I
call.
say one last thing? Is I
Yeah.
really believe in giving away content for free. And I even have several videos where I talk about free versus paid content. So
Okay.
I'm a person who shows up, so you don't have to hire me as your coach. Um, so you can also just follow me, because I give away so much knowledge. I have a podcast, a
Yeah.
YouTube channel. I come on
Yeah.
LinkedIn. I just got LinkedIn Live a month ago, so now I'm going to be doing lives myself. But I write weekly articles. You can subscribe
Yeah.
and get my articles. I really try to give away stuff for free, because
Yeah.
I know that there's millions of people out there who don't have a budget to hire a business coach.
Yeah.
So
Very
why
true.
should they not have access? The only difference between what I do for free and what I do for my clients is my eyes. So if
Yeah.
you hire me, you get my eyes on your stuff. I'm like working for you and I'm helping you. But
Yeah.
all my advice, you can take my advice and you can build a
Yeah.
six-figure business. So don't ever
Yeah.
think that you're missing because of your income, that you cannot have access. I don't want anyone ever, no matter
Yeah.
where you are in the world, to ever think that your wealth will ever limit you. Please don't ever think that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, it's something that's what I actually do also, because it's the knowledge should not be actually paid. Like whatever I have gained, it should be shared with like whomever I can. It's not something like, and as you said, like my personal individual attention should be the one for the one who are willing or who has the power to pay. Actually, this is amazing. Actually, thank you so much, Krista, for joining and enlightening us with all of your knowledge and experience. It was an honor to have you. Seriously, thank you
Thank you
so much.
so much. Thank you for having me. And everyone needs to follow Ambreen. So
Yeah,
he's got a really good show, and I'm
yeah,
very honored to be on it. See you
yeah.
guys around LinkedIn.
See